I'm a Virgo, so I thrive on structure and routines. And I know that isn't the case for everyone, but I do know that routines and structure with your money can help anyone in some shape or form. There is just something to be said about financial organization and feeling in control of your money situation. In this episode, I'm sharing 7 daily routines that set you up for success in your life and money. These routines do not have to be time consuming, they shouldn't cause any stress, and they should leave you feeling empowered and in control once completed. Start slow and steady by implementing one routine at a time and watch the transformation take place. Hey there, I'm Raya Reeves, and over a decade ago, I turned my life around through budgeting. I went from being an overspender deep in credit card debt to being the founder and full-time money coach of City Girl Savings. Now, I help women work towards their dream life and tap into their financial power one budget at a time. I fully believe you can live a life you love with a budget, and I'm living proof. The weekly City Girl Savings podcast focuses on the intersection of money and the City Girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial. The first routine is to check your bank accounts daily. Whether it's at the start of your workday or after you've had your cup of coffee in the morning before you're getting ready for work, take a few minutes to review all of your accounts. You will want to focus in on your spending accounts. So any checking accounts you leverage and any credit cards you use regularly. Here's why this is important. First, you will catch any bill that may have slipped through the cracks. And this is especially important with credit cards that come with annual fees. If you're not really keeping track of those annual fees or subscriptions, things like that, it's very easy for those things to slip through the cracks. And not to mention, if you are not using a credit card regularly, but a fee or an expense is tied to it, you may not be carrying a balance, and therefore you may forget about the annual fee that is sneaking up on you. Another reason why this is such an important routine to implement is because you will catch any fraud or unwanted charges. If you are in your checking accounts daily, if you're looking at your regular spend accounts daily, you will see everything that should or shouldn't be there. In the case of fraud or unwanted fees, you can take action right away and get those unwanted items cleared up. And finally, looking at your checking and credit card spending accounts daily will give you an idea if you're overspending. When you see your balance going down day over day, you'll be able to recognize that overspending. When you see your credit card balance going up and up day over day, you will notice any overspending. And this can help you rein your spending back in and hopefully keep it light until the next payday. Now, I will say bonus points if you peek into your savings accounts just to get a surge of motivation and pride. Now, I talk a lot about people being afraid to look at their bank accounts on this podcast. I'm not going to go too deep into that in this episode, but if you are one of those people who doesn't want to look because you don't want to see what's happening, that mentality is causing more harm than good, okay? Start just pulling the Band-Aid off and diving in, seeing what's happened. I don't want you to necessarily change anything, right? Like, let's not make this a strenuous task, but start getting comfortable with at least looking at your accounts, right? You don't have to do anything with what you see, but just start getting comfortable with checking in on them daily. Eventually, it will get easier. Okay, the next routine to set up is to set your financial intention for the day. So each morning, I want you to take a minute or two to set your intention for the day for your money. Determine how you're going to spend or not spend your money that day. Determine what financial activities get done. Maybe you decide it's going to be a no spend day, or maybe you remind yourself to stick to your grocery list when you go to the store. Maybe it's you getting a few bills paid for the day. Are you going to pay those bills? Are you going to bring your lunch to work so you don't have to eat out? Think about one thing you can do today to help you get closer to your financial goals. And let me say, it can be very tempting to set intentions for the month, but things change so quickly. One wrong move or one unexpected expense, and that intention for the month is out the window. Take it day by day to truly be effective in your financial decisions. And I also want to add that this can be effective on paydays as well. When you know it's a payday, before you check your accounts and pay your bills and spend the money, think about what you can do to maybe put a little extra in savings. Think about what you can do to maybe put a little extra toward your debts. Break that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle by being very intentional with your financial decisions, whether it's payday or not, but bonus points if it is payday. I will say that these small daily intentions will help you stay mindful, will help you stay aligned with your overall financial goals. And over time, they will build up into consistent habits that truly support the long-term success we're after when it comes to money management. The next routine to set up is review your financial goals. So we have a daily financial intention, some small intention that you want to accomplish that day in your finances, but we should also have financial goals that we're working towards, things that will take more than a day to achieve, likely more than a month, maybe even more than a year or multiple years. Okay. I will say, saving for my Palm Springs home, it took me 6 years. So doesn't matter how far out your financial goals are, we want to actually set and review them. So hopefully you've set your financial goals. And if so, take a moment to reflect on those goals every day, whether it's saving for a big purchase or paying off debt or building an emergency fund. Keeping your goals top of mind will help you stay motivated. And you don't have to spend a lot of time here. We don't have to go crazy in our reflections, right? Just a quick reminder of why you are managing your money, why you are sticking to a budget, why you are choosing not to shop on Amazon. Just remembering your why and what you're working towards, that alone can make all the difference as we work towards these goals. Now, let's say that your goal isn't a destination, but maybe it's a level up. Consider creating a vision board. You can also write out your end goal and what your life will look like when you get there and put it by your bed or on your desk or hang it up on the wall. The point is to have a daily reminder of why you're sticking to the budget, why you're doing the work, why you're working so hard to reach your goals. So take some time every day, whether you start your day, end your day, in the middle of the day, whatever it is, to review your long-term financial goals.
Are you loving this episode so far? Well, the money and life level up conversations never end in the City Girl Savings community. Visit citygirlsavings.com for instant access to resources that help you budget, level up your money mindset, and so much more. And make sure you stay up to date with CGS by following us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at City Girl Savings.
The next routine to establish daily is to track your spending. Now, if you have been in the City Girl Savings community for a while, then you know that I believe tracking your spending is an absolute must for financial success. It is literally the only way to know if you're actually sticking to the budget you've set. Now, the key to making tracking bearable is to do it every day. That way, the changes you need to track or the charges, the spending, those things aren't too out of control, right? Imagine if you only tracked your spending once a week. First off, that could be time consuming depending on how much you spend, but it also reduces the opportunity to stop overspending in its tracks, right? If you only track your spending once a week or once a month, the damage is already done. But if you track every day, you can say, you know what? I've been doing a little too much shopping at Starbucks, or I've got way too much happening with Amazon. I need to tone it down until maybe next month. So at the end of your day, or if you want to do it like me, I track my spending at the start of the day for the previous day. But you can do this at the end of the day, whatever works for you. But we need to set a time where we're actually going to log any spending or expenses that were made. So whether this is using a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, writing in a physical notebook, this habit ensures you are always aware of where your money is going. And by tracking daily, you avoid the overwhelm of catching up later, right? Of this becoming now a tedious exercise. And you can make adjustments quickly if you find that you're overspending or going off track. The next routine to establish is consume personal finance content. Now, if you are listening to this podcast episode, check, you've established or completed this routine for the day. So kudos to you. But we want to do this every day. Dedicate a few minutes each day to learning something new about personal finance, or listening to something about personal finance, or thinking about personal finance, right? It could be reading a book, listening to a podcast episode, checking out a blog post, or even just following a personal finance expert on social media like City Girl Savings. I mean, you never know what nuggets of wisdom you're going to pick up by just taking 15 minutes out of your day to learn more about finance. I think there is so much information and education out there, and that means that there's plenty of opportunities for all of us to do better and see results faster. And I personally love this routine because it really keeps you inspired, informed, innovative, right? And it can spark ideas for improving your financial situation. Remember, knowledge is power. Okay, the next routine to implement: practice gratitude for what you have. This may be very easy for you if you've been practicing gratitude for a while, or this may be very hard for you if you find that you actually have a negative mindset. But I want you to take a moment each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for, especially when it comes to your finances. But it doesn't just have to be about finances. Maybe some things you're grateful for are a steady paycheck, or the ability to pay your bills, or even just a small treat you could afford recently and you were able to stick to your budget with it. I think gratitude really shifts your mindset from focusing on lack, things you don't have, things that you want but are so far away. You shift the focus from those things to appreciating the abundance you have, appreciating what you do have. And it really does create this positive foundation for making your financial decisions. Okay, the final routine to set up for success with your life and money is to plan for tomorrow, plan for the next day. I want you to create a routine around planning for the next day. So end your current day by planning for tomorrow. Look at your schedule. Decide if there are any upcoming expenses you need to prepare for, like grabbing coffee with a friend, or you have to fill up your gas tank, or you have to get a present. Like, think about what needs to happen the next day and make sure you have the appropriate forms of payment in your wallet ready to go. Take out any cards you shouldn't be using. If you are sticking to a strict budget and maybe you're not functioning with cash, any card that is like outside of the budget or could be leveraged for overspending, remove it from your wallet. Set yourself up for success. This small habit, just planning for the next day, thinking about the spending or financial expenses that need to take place, this helps ensure that you are always one step ahead, and it helps you eliminate financial surprises. Obviously, we can't plan for everything, right? And we don't know what the day is going to look like if things happen outside of our control. But doing this routine can definitely give you a sense of calm, knowing that you're ready for what does come, right? You're as prepared as you can be. Again, this doesn't have to take a lot of time. It's just thinking about what the day holds and making sure that you're ready for whatever comes financially. So there you have it. 7 daily routines to set up to see success in your life, in your finances. And like I said earlier, don't rush to do all these things at once. Start by implementing one routine at a time. Tweak any routine and make it work for you, right? Whatever serves you, take. Whatever doesn't, just leave behind. Make this work for you, your personality, your schedule. It does not matter how or when your routine gets done, just that it actually gets done and it's benefiting you. So good luck to setting up those daily routines.
Thank you so much for letting me be the money coach in your ear today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the City Girl Savings Podcast and you feel empowered and motivated to take the next step in the journey to your dream life. Remember, if someone like me, a millennial who loves to travel, new experiences, and iced coffees can live a life they love on a budget, you can too.